Coming up now on Animal Outtakes, some call them nature's sanitation engineers. With spring upon us, possums are on the move, which means places like Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife are inundated with these marsupials. Plus, we see what else is filling up the available space at this Central Florida rescue. And we're here at Dante's Den Foundation, where we meet a few of our very special four-legged friends and how they've come a long way in a short time. And later in the show, a waddle walk you won't want to miss. This and much more straight ahead on Animal Outtakes. At Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife in Odessa, Florida, among the many animals, you'll discover a small army of humans who care enough to give up their nights, their weekends, and their resources to protect Florida's wildlife. It's where they rescue, rehabilitate, and release sick, orphaned, or injured wildlife. The goal? To reduce human impact on Florida's native animals, and they do it all through education and teamwork. They're all volunteers, no one is paid. There's also a team of students working behind the scenes, learning from the ground up. And as you will see, it's possum pandemonium this time of year.
As long as we can keep up with it, we'll just keep taking. Possum season right now, which we'll talk about, is a little bit of craziness. I think the team is up over 300, and that just started 3 weeks ago. So there is no one, I don't know of anybody that does. They did, my team, it was something like 1,300 possums went through last year. So they're like a well-oiled machine. I don't usually have to mess with them, and they just get it done. So we are actually moving possums in and out today, so you'll get to see them. So Owl's Nest is a little different. We do everything start to finish. We take every mammal, reptile, bird that can fit.
Who's this?
So we have a possum. So these guys are the only North American marsupial. What that means is they have a pouch, like a koala. And so a baby like this, everybody calls them newborns. They're actually not newborns. They're born the size of your thumbnail. Only thing formed on them is their front limbs. They climb into that pouch attached to a nipple, and they're not seen. He would still be in the pouch. So you're talking possibly at this point, even close to 4 weeks. He is. Now, he got abandoned because when things scare possums or something happens, they will drop their pouch full of babies. Their survival is the most important in their world. They've already got fertilized eggs ready to go, so they will dump babies, or when they're running, the babies will fall off them. And that is how Owl's Nest acquires 5 million babies, or they get hit by a car. So this one unfortunately got grabbed by a cat, so he was already dumped out of the pouch. So she's struggling a little bit. She got meds this morning, and she's feeling a little bit better, and a little bit Megan will get her some Pedialyte. But the main thing right now is get her warm, and then she's going to get to one of my fosters, the tube. Well, first of all, when you get squirrel and possum people, my teams, they're nuts about these animals. So this is, they get all year where they are ultra focused on, they love their possums. They all have shirts, bags, decals, stickers, you name it. And that's great because that's what makes a team work. But possums are important to the environment for a lot of reasons. They eat venomous snakes, they eat deer tick. They don't usually ever carry a disease. Yes, you can find something on Google that one time something came up with rabies. Their body temperature is different, so they cannot get the rabies in their body. But every animal has a purpose, and possums definitely have a purpose. They're not big on the food chain. Like not a lot of animals go after them per se, other than humans and their dogs. That's the biggest problem. So we're gonna go out back and we're gonna see the babies that they just moved over here that are a little bigger. I'm beyond strict on, we follow what FWC and Fisheries has set up. And now we just set up these hooligans out here. Let me see if I see any of them. They're probably all hiding. I will. So we're at the point, oh, there's one in the grass back there. So we're at the point, they've gone through all the steps of the diet that these guys do, and now they're outside, believe it or not, because you think that's a baby, but he is literally probably close to, oh wow, 4 or 5 months old, because he's a pouch animal. That's what the difference is. He will already know how to hunt insects and everything else. We're feeding out here, and we're getting them accustomed to the heat, and when they get over 350 grams and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, then they get released in groups. So people would see this and think baby, they're actually not. They would take your little fingers off right now already. And what's cool about this too, my college interns, I have 3 of them doing it. So again, when they're going into the zoo world, like one of them that is doing it is now working at Bush, you got to learn how to do it. You can't read it from a book. You have to experience it. You have to experience the mistakes you're going to make. And that's what we're here for, that, you know, they can come ask questions. But it may sound ridiculous that they're just raising baby possums, but it's important to get that step into their career to do it.
On my days that I'm not here, I work at a vet clinic, but I am very drawn to wildlife. I think they kind of get brushed under the rug a lot. We take the environment for granted, and when we do that, all of the animals in our wildlife get taken for granted too. So I like watching out for the underdogs, basically. You can sit in a classroom and have things spouted at you all day long, but none of it means anything until you can actually put that practice into like work, until you can actually get hands-on and commit muscle memory.
I think the biggest thing is just the influx of calls we get. How many animals actually need our help? So, and it's hard for me to sit there and see animals suffer. So, yeah, I just kind of go full force at it, no stopping. You know, that's what our goal is here, is to teach all these people that are moving into Florida about our wildlife and what to do in situations that, if it requires their, you know, them to rescue or call us, because a lot of people, they just don't know. They don't know what's going on, and a lot of times they end up making mistakes and trying to rescue animals that don't need to be rescued, or ones that do need to be rescued, they make mistakes that makes our job harder.
It's a lot of education, and it's a lot of appeasing people worry. When I turn my phone on at 9 in the morning, when I hear the dings, you actually get anxiety because you know you're waking up to about, no kidding, about 40 calls by 9 o'clock. So I just start at the bottom, and it doesn't matter what's up there, I just go through. And sometimes it does take hours, unfortunately, but in Florida, you're a volunteer. Nobody gets paid to do these, except for like Maitland has salaried people, Crow has salaried people, the big places. But Owl's Nest did 4,600 animals last year, so we're right up there with it, but none of us get paid, including me. So everything goes back to them, because we need it. We have to build displays, we have to keep up with, I won't even tell you what my bill is for food this time of year. We got all the great horn babies back this year, except for this one. This one came in and was attacked by a cat. And it wasn't a big deal because it was just a couple bites. But while it was sitting on my medical table, he was bleeding out and I couldn't get it to stop. And I was on the phone with Dr. Kira and she goes, it's gotta be rodenticide. And so we started treating, and yes, it stopped the bleeding. And so in other words, Mom and Dad picked up a poison rat and brought it back for the babies. I don't even know if the siblings were alive. He made it, as you see, so now he's graduated to this. He does fly beautifully. He's got to learn that he's an owl. He's still a baby, as you see, so he would still be hanging out with Mom and Dad. And he's like, do you have the food? We have a freshwater turtle pool. That's the guy, I've been fixing his crack, so I keep it low so the crack doesn't go underwater. Yet he's out here, he can eat and be a turtle. Hey buddy, you look great. You look great. So these are red-bellied woodpeckers, and how even one gets out of the nest, because all of a sudden he will start nailing his brother. So we have literally two split up. It would be great to shove them all together. They fight all day. And that's what happens. You see he's doing submissive. So we have to split them up with wood. And we feed about every hour and a half. So the diet that I came up with years ago with a lot of input. It's, you know, some places say every 15 minutes, but that's a mother coming back with one little insect and then leaving. Our diet's a little bit more high calorie and sticks with them. So we do a lot of songbirds. I think we did 72 red-bellied woodpecker babies last year. It was something like 30-something plus mockingbirds. And that's also after me spending a lot of time on the phone saying, go put that baby back, that's a fledgling. Not everything needs intervention. A lot of things do. Trees fall, I can't get them back in a nest. But like that's what happened here. A whole branch came down with that weird storm last week. So we ended up with three of them, and then one went into the hospital. This is about probably 6-month-old gopher tortoise, hatchling more or less. It was attacked by actually a cat, brought it in. As you see, it still has a little bit of indents, but the bad thing with him is it chewed his feet off physically. So I had to heal him and took a long time because he was what I call degloved. But the main thing is he can't go back to the wild. So he's our permanent gopher tortoise. And he would have to dig his burrow. So if they can't dig their burrow, they have to get placed somewhere. But this is typical for gopher tortoise here in the state of Florida. They're a keystone species. So what that means is they're also a threatened species. What that means is they are so important to the environment because they support everybody else in the environment. So their burrows that they dig, and mostly like this, sandy soil, they actually provide, if there's a forest fire, everybody goes heading down burrows. I mean, we're talking foxes, armadillos, anything that can fit down to save their lives, they use it. But I think it's documented something like 256 species have been found in a gopher tortoise burrow in the state of Florida at one time or another, including the endangered indigo snake, the gopher mice are also endangered. She's out of here, she's done talking. I gotta watch you because you go down a hole I will never find you, little monkey. He's a little crazy boy. He's always busy. He's like beyond happy.
If you'd like to learn more about the efforts at this location, you can go to Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife.com. They are not open to the public, but they do have an active and engaging social media presence. And coming up next on Animal Outtakes, their stories may break your heart, but their recovery will inspire you. Meet a few of the dogs at Dante's Den, where life looks a whole lot brighter these days. Welcome back. Here at Dante's Den Foundation, I've seen it all. As the founder and executive director, it's been my mission to make life better for all of the dogs who pass through our doors. So today, we'd like to share a few stories with you. And I'll start with Jenny. Recently, we were asked by another rescue to take a dog named Jenny. Jenny is a French bulldog, and she is adorable, absolutely adorable. But she has a little bit of a problem. She has a back leg which just doesn't work right. As a matter of fact, both of the back legs don't, but one pushes and the other one drags a little bit. So much of what we do here at Dante's Den is not only administer to the behavioral part or the mental part of a dog, but the physical part. So we scooped her up and we took her to Dr. Howard Small, who is the medical director here at Dante's Den. And he analyzed what was going on, and he took the x-rays that were needed, and we all decided that she was going to lead as much of a normal life as anybody else, perhaps just a little slower. She became adopted while she was here in the beginning, and she is leading a great life. She is in a family. She goes to Crystal River and she's with the manatees and just having a ball. We are so happy for Jenny. She really made a turnaround. From small to not so small, we now want to highlight the story of Simran. Simran is overcoming his grief. He lost his human mom, and she did pass away, and she loved him beyond belief. Through unfortunate circumstances, he ended up in a home that already had too many dogs. So it was decided that Simran would come and live at Dante's den, at least for a while. So he came, and at this particular point, he's beginning to just mellow out. He has a voracious appetite, and he loves to play. So we are handling him with playful activities and a lot of food. Oh, by the way, he does like pasta, chicken, and vegetables. The future for Simran is very bright. When he comes out of his total grief, we will talk about perhaps getting him adopted out. But if it doesn't work or we don't find the right person, Simran will stay here at Dante's Den under our lifetime care program. As always, if you'd like to learn more about the dogs here at the dens and how you can help in their recovery, log on to dantesden.org. And coming up after the break, all too often we panic in a time when thinking clearly may help get you the best outcome. Some tips on what to do if your dog or cat gets away from you. That's next. As pet owners, we do what we can to make the lives of our beloved animals the best that we can. From food to toys to training and health care and beyond, many of us will go to any length to give our pups a good life. But sometimes accidents happen. A gate left open, or your four-legged friend pulls hard on the leash and takes off. And that's when the panic sets in. According to rover.com, acting quickly and knowing what to do can make all the difference. Start with putting out familiar items at the location your dog was last seen, like an article of your clothing with your scent. It could help guide the dog back. Make food and water available as well. Some even suggest cooking on the grill to entice your pet back with the smell. Get the word out. You can start with social media. In our area, we have groups like Lost and Found Pets 941. Supply a recent photo of your pet describing distinguishing characteristics and provide a phone number you will constantly monitor. And don't discount the old-fashioned way. Make posters and flyers and hand them out to whoever will take them. People are kind, and many will empathize when it comes to losing a pet. From lawn workers to the local grocery store, people will keep their eyes open to help. Also contact the microchip company right away, assuming you've had one implanted in your pet. Confirm your contact information is updated and let them know what's happened. You can also call the local veterinarian clinics to see if any dogs or cats were brought in. Sometimes that's where Good Samaritans take found animals. Same with local shelters. Make a list and call them each day. Don't give up. An ASPCA survey showed an average of 85% of lost pets were recovered. Stay with us. There's more animal outtakes coming up next. See what all of this waddling around is about. Officials with Mote Marine Laboratory have confirmed that its sea turtle conservation and research program documented the first local turtle activity of the season. On April 27th, their Sea Turtle Patrol reported the first nest of the season on Venice Beach. The nest was identified as a loggerhead sea turtle. These early nests are the beginning of an important time for sea turtle conservation along the Suncoast beaches. The Sea Turtle Patrol is made up of staff, interns, and more than 300 volunteers. From April 15th through October 31st, the patrol conducts daily surveys of 35 miles of nesting beaches, from Longboat Key to Venice. Last year, Moat's program documented a historic nesting season with 5,736 total nests recorded along their span. An encouraging sign according to biologists. But in the same year, it also marked the highest number of disorientations ever documented by Moat, with 717 events. So we as humans can always do better. From filling in holes on the beach to turning off your lights at night along the shoreline. There are plenty of things we can do to help this prehistoric species thrive. For more tips and to follow along throughout the season, you can get weekly sea turtle nesting updates at moat.org/nesting. And to close today's show, we thought we'd show you something pretty cute. The Florida Aquarium recently wrapped up Penguin Waddle Week. As you can see, the daily walks of these tuxedoed ambassadors attracted a lot of attention. The purpose? To highlight the conservation of African penguins, a critically endangered species with fewer than 20,000 African penguins remaining. The species has experienced a dramatic population decline due to overfishing, habitat loss, and changing ocean conditions. Often experiences like this afford children and adults a chance to see these animals up close, in hopes of making them care about the species and want to learn more. They've included some fun facts you may or may not find appealing. These birds can projectile poop up to 4 feet, helping keep nests clean and reduce predators. They're nicknamed sea donkeys because of their loud braying sound. And they are fast swimmers. They can reach speeds up to 15 miles per hour chasing fish. For more on these captivating creatures, go to floridaaquarium.org.
Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org.
We hope you had fun and learned a thing or two along the way. And we'll be back here again next week with even more animals and some educational and engaging encounters. Until then, thanks for watching.
Hi, good morning. Are you gonna get mommy all gross? Hi, are you sleepy? You sleepy? Hi, can you say hi? You're so funny. She's an American beaver. Coda means friend in Cherokee. Here goes your pool. Here goes your pool. Here's Quentin. So we bring him to educational events, like he'll be at Earth Day probably, and people die to see them. They just don't, they think they're so hideous in the wild till they see how cute they are. Yeah, he's like, do you have grapes? Do you have grapes? Do you have grapes? You look, you get some grapes. Go to the kitchen and get some grapes. But so yeah, they're amazing animals.